Mining, 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 mining. Coal. Mining, 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 mining. Iron. Mining, 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 mining. Redstone. Mining, 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 mining. Diamonds. Hello everyone, my name's Duration, and welcome back to our Alpha Let's Play 1.2.6 World. Today, we are getting the furnaces fired up with tons of smooth stone here, and we're doing that because we need to get started on these towers up in the sky here. I've been thinking about it for a while, and it's about time that I finally get started on that. So I went and did some mining, got a bunch of stone, along with a few more diamonds, and a bunch of iron and gold. And now I'm just smelting up all this stone. I've already crafted up a bunch of slabs here so that we can use that for our tower design. Now these towers are going to need a lot of stone slabs to use for the corners of the towers. So what I actually found out is that if I grab 3 stacks of cobblestone here, I can actually alternate between right and left click, and it goes a lot faster. So I can, as you can see there, I can go very fast. Just like that. And you might even be able to hear my mouse in the mic. But you can go really fast, and you can get 3 stacks of stone slabs in no time at all. And if we take a look at our donut in the sky here, you can see the grass is spread all the way from this one point here and covered the entire thing. I last saw it as dirt as well, so this is the first time I'm seeing it like this. And yeah, it's looking quite a bit better now. But anyways, we're going back to the towers here. We've got all the outlines left from last time here. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking out the corner of these netherrack squares here, and we're going to be grabbing some of these slabs and pillaring up to build limit. Now this is going to take a while, especially since we got to do this 4 times per pillar, and we have 4 pillars. We are pretty close already, but we just have to pillar up, and I think that's already it. Now let's see, are we going to be able to place a full block at build limit, or is it only going to allow us to do slabs? It looks like we can only do slabs. So the actual build limit is actually preventing us from sticking on the top slab, which I guess is okay. I don't think that's really the end of the world. But let's try getting down from here now. Just like this. That's not so bad. Although, now I'm going to be flooding something. Oof. So if you look here, you can see that these towers actually aren't going to be that tall, because we're basically at build limit already, since that's 128 blocks. This is why I want to keep the donut kind of low, because if you look, that's already build limit right there. So we've got to do all these towers over here. These ones are probably going to be a little bit more easier to see the detailing on it, because they're not going to be so short. But I'm going to keep on working on these, hopefully through the night if I can. And yeah, we'll get these all knocked out. I am telling you, this is such a noisy neighborhood. Every time. Look at them all. No soliciting. And would you look at that? We've got our first outline for a pillar done over there, and now we've just got 3 more to go. I keep jumping down. I'm using the water bucket to try to save myself from fall damage, but I keep jumping down and taking a whole bunch of damage anyways, because I place the water bucket, but then I fall through the water and hit the ground anyways, so I gotta figure out the easiest way to get down without flooding everything. Yep, see, there we go again. And we're still flooding everything. Lovely. Yeah, things are starting to come together here. I was working on this tower overnight. I actually just put some torches out, and the mobs never got to me because this is just a bit of a big pillar here, really. There's no... Once I torched the place up, there wasn't really anywhere for the mobs to spawn. But yeah, we just got 1 more tower to go. There's still a lot of work to be done over here on this side, though, because, well, there's a lot of leaves to take care of. But I'm gonna go see if I can take care of this skeleton over here. I hear him, and I see him. And he is nicely trapped himself inside the leaves there. But yeah, I gotta clear out all these leaves here. I want to keep the trees, so I really don't want to set fire to the leaves, otherwise that would have been the first thing I did. And now that I have sufficient room between these trees that I want to keep and this mess of leaves that I want to get rid of, I think I'm ready. Yeah, I think I'm ready to pull out the flint and steel and light everything up. Just gotta keep an eye on things and make sure that it doesn't get out of hand, because that could be very bad. Ah yes, alpha fire spread is it's just hilarious how quick it goes. The wood also doesn't always burn either. I'm not really sure what caused this issue. Oh, it's keeping the netherrack on fire too. That's kind of funny. I didn't really think about that. But the logs always tended to burn for basically eternity. They never really seem to actually burn. And now that we've got that all cleared out, we should be set to go for our last tower. And from up here you can get a better idea of how this is going to look once everything's in place. It's too bad I can't turn off the clouds, otherwise I would, and you'd probably get a better view. With all the towers, at least the side supports here, all put in, I'm starting to get kind of excited. I'm really starting to get a feel for what this is actually going to look like. It's always just been a concept in my mind up till now, so I'm getting really excited to keep working on this project. I think I'm going to start filling in some of the towers. I'll probably do, maybe that one I can do overnight, because that way I don't get covered in mobs. I think that's the best one to go for if I want to do some overnight work. So I was deciding that I'm going to start ripping out all these bits here just so that I can get stone, because I'm thinking, wow, I need a lot of stone for my base. There was diamonds here the entire time. Like, this was all filled in like this, obviously, but there was diamonds underneath here the entire time, and I never knew. So I'm really happy that I'm starting to rip this out. Maybe I'll find some more goodies along the way. And I guess I better break these on camera, right? Gotta see how many I get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it says 6 vein. Look at that. Awesome. Let's keep on going. We've got ourselves tons of stone stocked up from the mine. And, as you can see also, we've got a few more goodies in our chest here. So slowly growing our pile of richness here, so that we can start storing that away in the vault hopefully pretty soon. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to pick up some of this stone here, and we are going to start filling in these towers. Now these towers are going to be mostly made out of a core of cobblestone, but we're going to also decorate the outside with a bit of smooth stone as well, which is why I have so much of that melted up. So I'm going to sort of walk you through my what I'm going to be doing here with these towers. I'm just going to take out some of this netherrack that I had here from when I was planning this. I'm going to start filling in this tower with cobblestone. Now this inner layer here is going to be filled with cobblestone, but when we start working on detailing in between this cobblestone and these pillars here, there's going to be a bit of like a cross pattern or an X pattern in between here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start filling in this whole tower with cobblestone here, and then I'll show you what I'm doing for the detailing of the tower in a second. Now it's actually going to be important that these towers remain hollow, not only because that's going to save me resources, but also because we're going to be running various things through these towers. It's my goal to eventually build a mob farm down in the ground and elevate the mobs up to the top here so that we can kill them and get their drops, all at the top of these towers. And in another tower, I want to build a elevator to get up and down from this upper area here. So now that I've finished the core of the tower here, we need to work from the top down to make sure that all of these detailings are going to be the same on all sides of the towers and across all the towers in general. So this detailing is going to kind of run something like this. Essentially, it's going to be these X patterns here along the side of the tower to kind of give it almost a feeling of extra support or something. It feels like it just gives it a bit more structure to the whole tower as opposed to just being very flat. Now, I'm going to need to figure out how to do this efficiently, and I'm still deciding how I'm going to kind of cap off the top of these towers as well. And there we have one side of this tower here. As you can see, it makes the tower just look a little bit more interesting, and it gives something more to look at, as opposed to just being a flat cobblestone wall. So I'm pretty happy with this design. I might change some things on it, like maybe sticking some lighting inside these little nooks here, but that can be something we can tweak later on. And there we have it. We've got our first tower fully complete. I even put some torches in these little nooks right here. And yeah, I think it's pretty much good. One thing I was thinking about once I started building the towers, I wanted to stick some more slabs underneath here, but then I realized if I wanted to add a few more slabs, I'd have to take out the entire line of them and redo the entire thing. So I ended up just piling a bit of dirt underneath here to kind of hide the fact that it's just sitting on the edge of a block. And I think that will work fine. It's one thing you got to keep in mind about these slabs is they can't be placed directly underneath blocks. But I think it's about time that I finally made one of these diamond swords. My iron sword is pretty much done, so I think it's about time to retire that sword and start using the diamond ones. And there's the tower from a distance. You can tell that it looks a lot more structural with those extra crosses on the outside, and I'm really a big fan of them, actually. But I've decided I'm going to work on this tower over here since it's becoming nighttime again. It always seems to be nighttime when I actually need to build. So when you're working on something for a while, you kind of begin to start to find shortcuts and ways to kind of make yourself a little bit more efficient in the way that you work. And I figured out that if I do one side first and figure out where the bottom of the pattern is, where it lines up at the bottom of the towers, then I can work from the bottom up and I can kind of twist my way up and down the tower until I've kind of finished everything. So in the last clip, I was going downwards, and now I'm going upwards, because I can line up the pattern with the bottom of the previous side, so that everything still lines up perfectly, just like that. And look at that, now we just gotta do a downwards one more time, and then I think we'll be good. And there's tower number 2, and tower number 1. And we've got 2 more to go, and we should be done then. Okay, everyone, well, I just got back to the base here. I just died twice to creepers. I died up there at the tower while I was working on it overnight, and in a panic I respawned myself right away, went through the nether, and came out of my portal here, and started ascending the hill up there, and died again. Or actually no, I got exploded by a creeper there, survived it, made it up to the top and died at the top over there while trying to get onto the netherrack scaffolding I made. So then I came back again, got all my stuff luckily, so most of it I think is here, but I didn't record any of it. And I feel really bad now because that would have been a great clip to put in my video. But I guess we're just going to keep working on those towers, and I'm going to try to make sure that I keep myself at least recording if anything happens. I could have done it once I respawned, but I wasn't thinking. I was so worried I'd lose all my stuff. And I had a lot of smooth stone on me, and I didn't want to lose all that. And we're just about at the top here. Last few pieces here. And that is the second last tower done. One more to go. This is going to be a larger one, and I think I'm actually going to need to stock up on a bit more smooth stone before I go. One more tower to go, and then we are done with this for a little bit. Hopefully there are no mobs remaining around that will sneak up on me. I see a few guys underneath the trees up there, but every time I hear footsteps, I'm always very scared that it's a creeper sneaking up behind me. But hopefully we've got all the creepers out of the way. You can see the aftermath of the creeper explosion here. It's kind of ruined my whole way up here, and now it's a huge parkour course just to get up to the top of the mountain here. Oh no, I think I'm gonna need to put a bit of mountain back here because I can't extend this pillar down. So that's one thing I didn't really think about when I was building this, I guess. But I'm just gonna chisel away at this last tower here, and then we can call it a day for this episode, I think. This tower here is actually on a fairly large slope too, which is gonna make it kind of interesting to get this base all flattened out here. So it's kind of... I've been doing a little bit of terraforming here, trying to make it look a little bit natural here, but I think I'm still gonna have to come back maybe with some smooth stone to kind of break up this cliff a bit here, because it looks like a lot of dirt, and I don't like to have too much of the same texture all beside each other. It just kind of looks unnatural. And yes, I'm just realizing now that I'm putting all this cobblestone in the wrong spot. Lovely. Now I'm on my way up to finally finishing off this last tower. After spending half my day just trying to get this whole base laid out so that it's not all uneven and that it looks supported. Didn't think that this project was going to take this long. And these are the final blocks of this tower and for these towers in general. And we are done. 4 towers. And I was able to do this all in one episode, which is amazing. This episode was probably the most work that I've ever put into a single episode, including all the mining and just getting this all laid out. It was a massive undertaking, but I'm really happy that I did it, and I'm really happy that I finally finished it. And if you take a look at this view, yeah, I gotta say, this is quite something. It's really starting to come together, and I'm very, very happy about it. But I think I'm going to go down inside over here, and we're going to get a better view of this entire thing and just see how cool it really looks. I wonder what the chances are that I could drop down here. Wow, I actually surprised myself. I didn't think I was actually going to make that. But this is what we're looking like from down here. It's quite something. It's also quite noisy. And yeah, now with this diamond sword, I can do one-hit kills here. It's going to be quite something once I've got the glass over top of this donut, and we've got the cables running from these towers to suspend this in the air. It's going to look quite cool. Now, the bit that I'm kind of debating about is what to do with the storage building down there. Because so far, I've stored everything that I have in this building here. But eventually, it's my hope that this is going to become sort of my main base of operations here. This donut is going to contain farms, like wheat farms. We might have some areas to farm trees as well, maybe some sugarcane as well, or reeds as you would call them. So I'm not sure where I would fit the storage, if I would put that here or if I'd put it somewhere else. I also have to decide how I'm going to be getting up and down from here. I'm going to be putting an elevator in one of these towers, and I think I'm probably going to use this tower over here to contain the elevator to get up to this area here, because climbing up this mountain up over here is very tedious, and especially with that big creeper hole there now, makes it a lot harder to get up to the top here just climbing up the mountains. But I think I'm gonna say that's it for today's episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun for me to make. A lot of work went into it, and well, we've got a great end result here. We've made a lot of progress on the base here, and I'm very happy with it. It's looking very cool. But if you guys liked the episode, be sure to like or comment down below. I'd love to hear your feedback. Any recommendations that you have for me, I'll be sure to take those into account as well. But I hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode. It's been Gyration, and we'll see you in the next episode.